Hello everyone, my name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. Hi there everybody. Sun's trying to be out and shining. One window looks sunny, another one looks cloudy. Birds were chirping right up until I hit record. I'm inside, cleaning, listening to albums to review for you. We're talking about Cheap Trick Authorized Greatest Hits. Wow, what a lead in on that one. Okay, so first off, this is a minimalist package. No book, no nothing with it. Keeps the price down on it for retail purposes. Just the disc, just the packaging. Packaging's kind of cool. I've got other ones that are similar to this as well. It's kind of a popular thing when they started doing a lot of greatest hits re-releases and stuff like that. Cheap Trick. So, based off this greatest hits album, I really should have gotten into some actual Cheap Trick by now. So, let me know if there are some Cheap Trick albums that you specifically recommend in the comments below, please. That's what the comment section is for. I'd like to know what actual studio album should I go check out, because I've never checked out any actual studio albums. All right, let's get into the songs that make up this greatest hits package. I Want You to Want Me. Of course that's on here, man. Now, it's interesting that it's not marked as being live, because my understanding is that it is a live version, even though it's not marked live, or it's kind of live, or I've got a truck running by. I know that there was something with when you hear this generic mix without the audience in the background, it doesn't have the same vibe, which is why the audience is always in there. So I was always under the impression that it was always a live version, but it's not marked live here, so I don't know for sure. Comment section, let me know. That's followed by Ain't That a Shame. Ain't That a Shame is kind of cool. It's kind of trying to do that 50s rock thing going on. I do really kind of appreciate it. It's not really my vibe, but if you're into Elvis, Jerry Lee Lewis, Buddy Holly, Rock Around the Clock. I want to say Billie Holiday, but that's definitely wrong. Anyways, that type of, the Happy Days theme song, that kind of idea. That's kind of the vibe I get with Ain't That a Shame. Southern Girls. Ooh. This is listed as the single version, which means it's cut down so they can fit more crap on the album, or on this compilation. Southern Girls, I'm not sure how I really don't know how I feel about Southern Girls. I honestly don't. Part of me really likes it. Part of me is like, it's okay. Then you got Surrender. This is a pretty common one. Most people should know. Surrender, surrender. Don't surrender, surrender. We don't give a damn. Those are lyrics, I think. Okay, sorry guys. Having a moment. Surrender, not a bad tune. I really kind of have fun with it. Stop This Game. Yeah. Dream Police. Yeah, I like Dream Police, man. I know Dream Police catches a lot of crap, but I like Dream Police. If You Want My Love, alternate version. So I don't know what the original version sounds like, but I do like this song. This one's got a great kind of chant crowd going, end of the movie kind of vibe, If you want my love, you got it. If you need my love, you got it. It's great kind of vibe going on. Tonight It's You. I actually really enjoy Tonight It's You. Uh, I will say there's a lot of kind of more lovey kind of songs on here, more female friendly kind of songs on here. And some of them are really honestly enjoyable. Some of them kind of make me want to gag myself. Tonight It's You falls on the more enjoyable side. Everything Works If You Let It, full length version. Um, I enjoy this one, I guess, while the album's playing. I don't know if this is supposed to be Monticello or Monticello. I want to say Monticello. Either way, fine while the album's playing. Don't think about it otherwise. I Can't Take It Live. Eh, She's Tight. I actually really enjoy this one. This one has a really good early 80s pop rock kind of vibe to it. Well, maybe not early 80s, like mid 80s, kind of like, I want to say 84 through 87, 88, maybe, it's got a, there was this era in there where they started releasing, a lot of rock bands started releasing some really good kind of pop rock kind of, it was during that whole nostalgia period for the 60s and that, and a lot of that kind of like 50s 60s rock kind of came back into fashion and whatnot. But it was done with an 80s production and sensibility to it, and that's where She's Tight falls in. I really enjoy it. Then we get That 70s Song based on In the Street. So this would be the theme for That 70s Show. An extended remix kind of played with to give That 70s Show theme song its vibe. I honestly, it's a fun song. If you love That 70s Show, you'll enjoy this. It runs a little bit long, and you'll be surprised at it a little bit, but you'll enjoy it. I think it's quite fun. Walk Away featuring Chrissy Hine. And it's really funny because while listening to this and forgetting that it even says on the back of the album featuring Chrissy Hine, it sounds so much like Chrissy Hine. Like, Chrissy Hine's just got that voice. You just know it when you hear it. If you know her voice, man, you know you hear it. And it's all over this one. And I really enjoy it. I really dig it, especially up against Robin Zander. And I've got to say, I have had the pleasure of seeing Robin Zander live with Kings of Chaos. Not even Cheap Trick. It was Kings of Chaos. Dude is good, man. It was him and Sebastian Bach tag team in the vocals for Kings of Chaos. And even Sebastian Bach was giving extreme props to Robin Zander because Robin Zander is just, man, he's the shit. And not the poop, but I mean the shit, man. So to hear him and Chrissy Hine on this one together is really kind of cool. Even though it is a slower tune, a little more ballady, but it's one of the better ones. Can't Stop Falling in Love is not one of the better ones. At this point, I don't want to hear any more love songs. I've really done with them, which is really funny because the album finishes off with a live version of The Flame, and I really kind of dig on the live version of The Flame. I thought it was really cool. They just do not make power ballads like that anymore, man. The thing with Cheap Trick is, from my perspective, going off this greatest hits album, not off of anything else, Cheap Trick writes some great, amazing commercial hits. Really good commercial hits. The downside is a lot of it is this kind of ends up starting to get into the same. They kind of get lumped in here. Like, you would figure this album's gotta cover into the 80s, possibly the early 90s. I'm not 100% sure when The Flame was released. And like I said, She's Tight. It's got a sound to it. It's got a date, timestamp, even without knowing, that there's no information. Okay, that is the downside of no book. There is no information on when every song was released, That bugs me. When you release a greatest hits album, at least put the damn year on the back or something, like so people can tell when it was released, have an idea. Um, Now that 70s song was definitely done in the 90s. Okay, so if we go by that 70s song being done in the 90s, this goes from the 70s through the 90s. And there's no denying it's Cheap Trick on every last song. No denying it. Like they all, not to say they all sound the same, okay? Because they don't. The Dream Police sounds nothing like. I mean, if you look at the three big hits, I Want You to Want Me, Surrender, and Dream Police, they are very unique sounding songs on their own, but you can tell which band it is doing it. Well, that's how this is the whole way through. And the problem is a lot of that variety you get just in those three songs kind of became a lot of their catalog in a lot of ways. So, Bon Jovi syndrome, Nickelback syndrome, where you kind of get caught in that niche and you kind of get pigeonholed. And it's not even because the band does, a lot of times it's because the label does. This is one of those things about rock and roll that kind of helped kill rock and roll with labels specifically. It's so much easier to break an established band and remarket stuff that sold before, so let's resell it again, than it is to let bands go out there, experiment a little bit, and do different stuff. You gotta have the money to take the risks, take the gambles. Not enough planning, I think. Overall, the biggest issue I would say with the music industry was a lack of foresight, a lack of proper planning, a lack of ability to go, are we still going to want to do this in 10, 20 years? Like, if you ever see the movie Almost Famous, one of my favorite movies, when the one manager's in there, he's talking about, the Rolling Stones aren't going to be doing this in 20 years. If you think Mick Jagger's going to be on the stage 40 years old, oh my back. Mick Jagger's out on the stage at almost 80 years old, oh my back. Why? Because they didn't plan enough ahead as they should have. They should have planned ahead, that. Then they would have had, but this label should have planned ahead the same way. That way they would have had the money to let these bands grow and experiment a little bit. All right, folks, those are my thoughts. Those are my views. Those are my opinions. Let me know what your thoughts and views are. Do I think you should pick this up? If you've never bought anything from Cheap Trick, buy this. This is a good one. This is a good place to start. I have had this in my CD player I don't know how many times. I really dig this album. When I used to have my 25 disc player, I used to let it run in there. Like, I think one point it sat in there for close to a year with some of the other discs that were moving in and out of there. I miss that 25 disc CD player. Jeez, I miss that thing so much. You got to start releasing more than just 5 disc CD players again out there, man. Oh man, I miss those. Oh, those big ones, those monstrous CD players. Okay, folks, I'm done. That's over. Comments below. Let me know what you think. On your way down, the comments in the description, whatnot, you're going to see 3 links. There's one for the TWA, that is the Trampoline Wrestling Association, which I love. I produce major part of my life, especially right now. There is a link to the Howling Odyssey, which is my music endeavors. There is a link to Patreon, which you can go to download my music endeavors. And my music endeavors also include a lot of stuff I do for the TWA as well. Other than that, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, the bell for notifications. Peace, love, take care.